What up, what up? It's your boy Tunnel Vision, and we are back for another one. You know, Gvozdyk and beterbiev, they had their little battle last night. It was a good fight. Gvozdyk, whatever the hell his name is, he came out good, man. This is the same guy that had stopped Adonis Stevenson and basically ended his career. Almost ended him, period. You know, thank the Lord he was able to make it out of that, because we just seen Day, and Day wasn't able to make it out of the same type of situation. So, thank God that man was able to make it out of the hospital and go be with his family, after such a brutal knockout. But he did what he usually does. He had good movement, got his little jab going. He'll catch you with that right. He'll go to the body a little bit. Real good movement. The issue and the problem is that it wasn't affecting beterbiev whatsoever. Beterbiev was catching him to the body. They had a knockdown. I think it was like the first or the second round, but I don't think that was actually a knockdown. I think actually it was pushed down. So I wouldn't count it as a knockdown whatsoever. But they were kind of going back and forth, back and forth. But what's happening was beterbiev was breaking him down. Beterbiev just kept catching him to the body, and he kept catching him up top, catching him to the body, catching him up top. And sometimes when they would go to their little exchanges, when they're kind of coming out, beterbiev would catch him with that left, catch him with that left hook, even catch him with a right. Boom! You see they be kind of separating, and boom, or they kind of move, make a certain type of movement, or he'd be throwing his punches, and boom, he'd be getting caught in between shots. And after a while, it just started to wear him down, slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly. Kept wearing him down. I think it was the 6th round. Beterbiev caught him with a heavy shot to the body. Pow! Just caught that boy. That boy curled up, looked at the ref, like, what the, trying to act like as if he was hit below the belt. That shit was way high. Didn't even touch the belt. Didn't even touch the belt. Beterbiev didn't jump on him when that happened. I don't know why, but, nah, man. That shit didn't hit the belt. Caught him in the stomach. But, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Am I going to make it out of this? That's what happened to that boy. But, you did a little trick. It worked. And he was able to go in there, catch beterbiev with a couple of shots, and survive. But just, beterbiev continued to just place those shots, place those heavy shots. And nothing that this man was hitting beterbiev with phased him whatsoever. He wasn't phased at all. He had nothing that could really keep beterbiev off him. So beterbiev sitting here hitting you with heavy shots, and you're hitting beterbiev, and nothing that you're touching with is phasing him whatsoever. So he's just still coming at you, and you're getting affected by everything that, that he's hitting you with. And by the 9th round, he was pretty much done by then. He was pretty much done by the 9th round. Them body shots, that was it for him. Heavy, man. Like, I still remember that 6th round. I'll go back to it. I heard it. That was pow! And just looked in his face. I was like, oh boy. It's about to get ugly. And it got ugly. He got dropped down a couple of times before the ref, ended the bout. And beterbiev was victorious. And now he's a unified champion. People were talking a lot about, the fact that beterbiev hadn't faced any high level of competition whatsoever. And people didn't know if he necessarily was the goods. He also had this weird thing where he's always getting dropped in the first half of the fights. He's always getting dropped in like the first 3-4 rounds. But not in this fight. He didn't get dropped in this fight. And he did what he needed to do in order to come out victorious and come out with a stoppage. And usually when you got people on this level fighting each other, it's unusual to get stoppages when it comes to this level of fighting. But he was able to do it. And what's next for him? Now that he's the unified champion at 175 pounds, and I believe the #1 fighter at 175 pounds. The only one with a real major belt victory at 175 that's up there right now was Gvozdyk. The fact that he took down basically the man, the only man that was still left, and Adonis Stevenson, Superman, he became that kryptonite that night and stopped him. So he was the man. I believe that he was the man, and beterbiev stopped him. So Beterbiev's the man right now. You know, that's the man right now. So what's next? I believe what's next is going to be, I believe he'll be fighting for another title to unify for 3 belts in the line. Unless something weird happens, Kovalev is going to be fighting, he's going to be fighting Canelo Alvarez. And I think he might be biting up too much than he can chew. I think he thinks he sees something and he sees defects and he thinks that, you know, this guy is ripe for the picking, but it just might not end up being the case because you're a 160 pounder that's coming up. He's having issues with full-fledged 175 pounders, and even his last 2 fights, he still was able to find ways to win. You're coming up to 175, just like Gvozdyk, you know, had really nothing, you know what I'm saying, to keep Beterbiev off him. Canelo might end up finding himself in the same situation. You're not stopping 160 pounders. You know, you face guys, and Floyd Mayweather did, started from like, what, 130? You couldn't stop them. Shane Mosley started at, what, 135? You couldn't stop him. You know, Miguel Cotto, that was a close fight. I think Cotto actually won that fight 7-5, to be honest. But you couldn't stop him. But somehow you're going to stop this guy. And the fact that he has issues with movement. I mean, the fact that Canelo gets tired in fights. You know, when he fought at Chavez Jr. at 164, he got tired. Now he's fighting all the way up at 175 pounds. He might end up having a lot of more issues than he thinks. So I think, you know, if Kovalev's able to win that fight, he goes back to top rank. So he goes back to top rank and he goes back to ESPN. Now he's coming off a big victory and you can have a huge unification between him and Beterbiev on ESPN for 3 of the belts. You know, leaving just Bivol out there. You know, just leaving Bivol out there and putting him into Bivol into a space where he might be like, F, as soon as his DAZN deal is done, him end up jumping to ESPN as well in order to get that undisputed bout on ESPN. You know, so we'll see what happens, but I think that's probably what's going to happen next. If Kovalev is just, there's questions. I question the fact that Kovalev has such a hard bout and he's returning so soon. If this fight was 6 months from now, I would have Kovalev winning the fight. But the fact that it's happening so soon might keep Kovalev from getting into things that he likes to do, like drinking, you know, hiding in bushes so he can knock out women when they come home. The weird stuff that he's been doing that he's going to court for now that no one seems to be talking about. But, you know, it might keep him from that, you know. So, but if it's just the Kovalev that showed up in the last 2 fights, I believe him just movement, jabbing, the way he does, I think he'll wear out Canelo. I think he'll wear out Canelo, and I think he'll probably end up stopping Canelo late, to be honest, just off of sheer exhaustion, you know. And if that happens, then you can see Beterbiev getting that, you know, getting another bout, you know, for unification with all 3 belts on the line, which would be cool, you know, but only time will tell. We got to wait in the next couple of weeks and see what happens. Kovalev bouts in like 2 weeks. I don't think anybody even knows that it's in like 2 weeks, but it's in like 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks? 2 or 3 weeks, something like that, you know, but we'll see, you know. But congratulations to Beterbiev. He proved he's a champion. He proved that he's no, you know, he's no fake champ. I forget, the word is disappearing in my head right now. But, you know, he ain't no fake ass whatever people thought he was. He's the real deal. He's certified. He got that certification stamp on his name right now. You know, so when it comes to Beterbiev, the unified champion, hey, put respect on that man's name. Unified.